Hi learners, good morning to you all. I am Professor S. Kripanidhi, heading the Department of Biotechnology at Vignan's Foundation for Science, Technology and Research, located in a rural vicinity, Vadlamudi, Guntur district, Andhra Pradesh, India. And myself and Dr. Ayyagari Vijaya, Assistant Professor in the Department of Biotechnology, both of us are giving presentations on molecular phylogenetics, a course that is designed for bioinformatics second year students of BTech 4-year program. And in this, Unit 1 is designated as Systematics and Classification. In that, we are now doing, this is the topic 4, now we are seeing homology, parallelism and convergence. Okay, so these are all the basic mechanisms of speciation. That's what we are understanding. Okay, so now let us see the homology, parallelism, convergence and divergence and all those aspects in this particular slide. Okay, now let us see a particular video on parallel evolution.
Thanks for stopping by. Today I'll be talking about parallel evolution. This is a topic that goes along with convergent and divergent evolution and was suggested to me by Emily D. So thanks for that, Emily. If you remember, convergent evolution occurs when two different species evolve similar traits, and divergent evolution occurs when a trait in a species evolves into two separate traits, eventually resulting in two separate species. For more detail on these, check out my video on convergent versus divergent evolution. However, parallel evolution occurs when two species that share a common trait due to a common ancestor evolve similar traits independent of one another. This is often due to enduring similar environmental pressures. There are many classic examples of parallel evolution between the marsupial mammals of Australia and the placental mammals elsewhere. All of these mammals share a common ancestor, but were separated early on. And despite this separation, they evolved many of the same traits. So let's explore a few of those. There's the glider, or a glider in both groups, the flying squirrel in placentals and the flying phalanger in marsupials. Both share a similar common ancestor, and though separated, they evolved many similar traits for gliding. Another case is the placental mole versus the marsupial mole. Both are burrowers with similar traits that evolved independently from a similar ancestor. All right, so let's tie all this back together by looking at these three main types of evolution once more. So divergent evolution is similar traits from a common ancestor evolving into two unique traits. Convergent evolution is two separate species not sharing a common ancestor evolving similar traits. And parallel evolution is two similar species sharing a common ancestor and evolving the same traits independently.
So just now we have seen the animated video on parallel evolution, the graphical representation of divergent evolution, parallel evolution, and convergent evolution. Like that, the speciation happens. Okay, now let us see the details of all this. So to familiarize with the concepts of homology, parallelism, and convergence. Okay, these are all the mechanisms of the speciation, and to understand the same with a few examples, expected outcomes. The learners are going to get to know the definitions for the terms homology, parallelism, convergence at the end of this talk. The concepts of homology, parallelism, and convergence will be known along with the study of a few examples. Okay, now see the diagram. This is also shown in our video. The first one is the parent species diverging into the different two species with the different features. And here in the second one, that is the divergent evolution. The second one is the parent species, two separate parent species, and again giving the species, giving the characters which are converging. And the third one is the two separate parent species evolving and again giving the offsprings with the same characters. So that's what we are going to emphasize. In video also we have seen the marsupial and again the placental mammals. Placental mammals contain the placenta. Marsupial mammals will be having the pouch. So they're having what is called the common features between these two. Okay, let us see now. Homology. The evidence for evolution. This is an evidence for evolution. Structural similarities, correspondence of features in different species that is due to inheritance from a common ancestor is called homology. Structural similarity and correspondence of features. Okay, example, forelimbs of humans, forelimbs of whales, dogs and cats, they're all homologous. Okay, examples of homology. The skeletons of these limbs are all constructed of bones arranged according to the same pattern because they derive from a common ancestor with similarly arranged forelimbs. Okay, correspondence of features due to similarity of function but not related to common descent is termed analogy. So the wings of birds and flies are analogous. See, insect also flies, bird also flies. Okay, so the mechanism of flight keep aside, but the organs that are useful for them to have the flight, they are different, but they are functioning. That's what correspondence of function. That's what they are said to be analogous. Okay, so their wings are not modified versions of a structure present in a common ancestor, but rather have developed independently as adaptations to a common function. That adaptation is called flying. Insects are flying, birds are also flying. Okay. The similarities between the wings of bats and birds are partially homologous and partially analogous. Their skeletal structure is homologous due to common descent from the forelimbs of a reptilian ancestor. For all the mammals, the reptilian ancestors are synapsid reptilians. But the modifications for flying are different and independently evolved, and in this respect, they are analogous. Okay. Now, examples let us see from the plant side. So, in the following photos of plants, the leaves are quite different. They've got different colors, different functions, but they're all having the common ancestry. So, we are seeing first the picture plant which attract the insects, digest the insect. The other one is the Venus flytrap, which also entraps the insects. And the other one is bright red leaves, and this is one type of a flower. It looks like a flower. It's a leaf. The last one is cactus. Leaves have become spines. So these are all the leaves only, basically, but they have been having the origin from one type of homologous structure. Let us see now. Each leaf has a different shape and function with regard to the function. Yet all the homologous structures derived from common ancestral form. The pitcher plant and Venus flytrap use leaves to trap and digest insects. The bright red leaves of the plant look like flower petals. The cactus leaves are modified into small spines which reduce water loss and can protect the cactus from herbivory. So these are all the examples, but these leaves have got the same origin from the bed. Examples of homologous organs. So here you see the frog. You see the frog here, like rabbit, and lizard, later the bird. They're all having the similar type of leg pattern. That is femur. What is it called? This radio ulna, femur, and all those things together. Okay. So the structure of the bone and what is it called? Other tibia, tarsus, and the tarsals, they all look alike here. Okay. So let us have a look at the divergent evolution. Divergent evolution is commonly defined as what occurs when two groups of the same species evolve different. Two groups evolve into different traits within those groups in order to accommodate for differing environmental and social pressures. Okay, now let us see the example of the divergent evolution. So these are the birds which are there in all the books of biology. Darwin finches in archipelago islands. Darwin went there and observed all these finches. Their beak pattern varies. That's what here the prediction is. In the divergent evolution, there is a parent species. The parent species has given new species. The new species are having different beak pattern for feeding. Different beak pattern for feeding. As a result, all these archipelago birds, Galapagos birds, they're all surviving in one island. Because each beak is meant for to eat one type of the prey. So like that they are surviving there. Okay, now let us see the convergence. Features that become more similar through independent evolution are said to be convergent. Features that become more similar through independent evolution are said to be convergent. Convergence is often associated with similarity of function. Similarity of function, as in the evolution of wings of birds, bats, and flies. Here, the similarity of function, but not similarity of the organ structure. So that were birds, bats, and flies, organ structure or different, function is similar. The shark is a fish, dolphin is a mammal, are much alike in external morphology. Their similarities are due to convergence. Okay, their similarity is not because of the allopathic speciation. Convergence evolution. Since they have evolved independently as adaptation to aquatic life. Let us see now the parallelism. Taxonomists also speak of the parallel evolution. This is one of the pattern mechanisms. Parallelism and convergence are not always clearly distinguishable. Strictly speaking, convergent evolution occurs when descendants resemble each other more than the ancestors did with respect to some features. Parallel evolution implies that two or more lineages have changed in similar ways so that the evolved descendants are as similar to each other as their ancestors are. Like that it happens. Now let us see the examples of parallel evolution. The evolution of marsupials in Australia. Australia is having the marsupials. Marsupials are having a characteristic feature that they are having a pouch, okay, ventral to the abdomen. This pouch, what is it called, keeps the infant. Okay, so for example, parallel the evolution of placental mammals in other parts of the world. Placental mammals means they give birth to the offspring. Now, these are the Australian marsupials resembling true wolves, cats, mice, squirrels, moles, groundhogs, and anteaters. So, with regard to the anteater, I wish to let you know now, pangolin, anteater, that was there in the news now, because in the Wuhan city of China, that is, Chinese are eating anteaters. Okay, so from the bat, our coronavirus has come to the pangolin, and from the pangolin, because our people in China they are eating, so it spread across the human beings in Wuhan city. So in that context, anteater has come into the limelight in this time. So these placental mammals and the corresponding Australian marsupials evolved independently. Placental mammals and again the what is called marsupial mammals have evolved independently, but in parallel lines by reason of their adaptation to similar ways of life. Examples of the parallel evolution, a few resemblance between a true anteater and a marsupial anteater. Okay, so they are due to homology. Both are mammals, but one is marsupial type, the other one is placental type. Others are due to analogy. So this is the example that we have shown earlier, wherein divergent evolution, convergent evolution, parallel evolution, the pictures we are seeing. So these are all the various examples. You need to have the close look of this particular figure. Each square or each rectangle is having two specimens. One is the marsupial, the other one is the placental. Marsupial placental means marsupial species are having the pouch. Placental species are giving birth, but both of them are having similar characters. That is due to the parallel evolution. That we can go to the details. Let us see the summary. The definition for the term homology, parallelism, and convergence are explained. Examples illustrating the above three terms are shown. Let us see the study questions. What is meant by homology, parallelism, and convergence in relation to the species concept, species mechanism? Okay, explain homology, parallelism, and convergence with examples. So, with this, we are now gone through the fourth topic of the unit 1 of molecular phylogenetics, and particularly the mechanism of speciation by taking into 3 to 4 examples called parallelism. We have seen the convergence, we have seen and again the divergence, and we have also seen the homology. Okay, so please go through this. Thank you and all. Thank you.